No, it's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit, and that's all.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who this be, it's your girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about All American Season 5 Episode 20, which was the Season 5 finale episode. And let me get right into the video. This is probably the first time I actually really talk about All American. I've been watching All American since it came out in Season 1. But this is about to be the first time I'm actually like going about an episode review, essentially. So this season finale, I just want to say, Olivia is back. No, like the entire season, like let me just get into the entire season. The entire season of season 5, Spencer and Olivia were not together. You know, they were like having a little beef essentially in the beginning because, you know, they were like, if Olivia writes that article about the football team, it could jeopardize, Spencer and Jordan's standing and whatnot and things like that. And, they were having beef with that. So they decided to end things and they were not together for the entire season. So we just had like basically angst. It was just like, Spencer throughout the season, he gets a girlfriend, Alicia, and he's with Alicia. They were like, oh, they're not gonna make things too much. It's supposed to be like a little casual type thing, but then, it went from casual to Alicia wanting to be a little bit more and whatnot. Then when Billy died and he was going through his problems, Alicia broke up with him. And then until Olivia spoke to Alicia to like talk to Spencer and get back with him, that's the only reason she got back with him. But by that time happened, he was basically feeling Olivia again. He was just like, yeah, I remember, I forgot, I think it was episode 16 or 15, that episode where Olivia threw the party for him, and they were talking at the door, and the next thing you know, Alicia comes in and basically interrupts what Olivia and Spencer were talking about. And I think Spencer was about to right then and there tell Olivia how he felt, but since Alicia came into the mix, it kind of just like, okay, that cut short. The conversation didn't happen, and then it was just still continuing on. So, we know that Olivia finally told Spencer she likes him, she really wants to be with him, but the ball is in Spencer's court. And we were just basically waiting for Spencer to finally be like, he wants to be with Olivia again. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, Spencer, like, tell Olivia how you feel, and we finally get this at the end of the season. We finally get Olivia back. Like, this is sweet spring at my door, gave me feeling just the same as before, years have gone by.
Could have been doing that all day.
The trenches that we were in for the entire season is like, some episodes you had to skip over because it was just like we're watching, we're trying to watch to see. So in this season 5 was a bit wild, a roller coaster. We have the death of Billy Baker, which was just like, whoa, like a big person character in the show, passed away. You see basically each of the characters' reactions. We see Laura's reaction, we see Jordan's reaction, we see Olivia's reaction, and then we finally see Spencer's reaction to the death of Billy Baker, who was basically like a father figure to him, a second father to him. And, it really hit him hard. The fact that we work on Spencer's, mental health and how he deals with things, and how, it was discussed how Spencer always basically is the one caretaking for everybody else's feelings and emotions, and then nobody really checks for him like that. And the only person who really got that was Olivia, and that's why she threw the party for him, which is like very sweet to see. But this episode 20, we see a ring, and there's 3 couples in this show, which is Asher and Jamie, Jordan and Layla, and Spencer and Olivia. Well, there weren't a couple, but it's the window could have been set for them. So obviously the ring wasn't for Asher and Jamie. Then we see the whole crew playing football on the field, and Layla like talking about how Asher and Jamie are kind of too young if they're gonna get married. And Jordan felt some type of way, like, why are you saying this? Why are you saying this? Because obviously at the end he's gonna propose to her. But yeah. So when we get there, The whole ring situation. The thing is that from the ending of season 4 to ending of season 5, people will say, the Jordalas would say, this is enough time that has passed for, Jordan to get into a new relationship and, want to marry again. But we keep on forgetting, I think what the show writers forget is that Jordan was in a relationship with Simone. And, obviously I think they annulled that marriage. He was in a relationship and a marriage with Simone. And obviously ended because, she was going away to college, and then he started to emotionally, cheat with Layla, which, sooner than later ended their relationship. And then obviously Simone found out, and I think the beginning of season 5, Simone came to this birthday party or Christmas party, and she was feeling some type of way. Like she didn't want to ruin like the vibes with Layla and Jordan. So obviously they talked it out, but she was like, I wish you the best, but she don't think they can be friends like that, as close as they were like that. So my thing is that obviously in the beginning of season 5, we see Simone's reaction to Jordan and Layla finally, trying to be together or whatever. Which was, in the beginning of season 5, was a hidden relationship. That relationship was not known to the whole crew. So the fact that, you just came out of a marriage to Simone, started to, date Layla, and then it became a serious dating situation to, end of the season, you're proposing to Layla. It's just kind of like you're moving too fast. Just a bit. And the thing is that throughout the entire season, I guess they kind of downplayed Simone's role with Jordan, which was just like, granted, how Jordan and Simone started was very messy and very like, okay, what is this? But he was a big part of, his, life or whatever. So just kind of like, now that we see the parallels, like we hear Jordan and Layla talk, and they're talking about, they liked each other since childhood. They've been Jordan, Layla, and Olivia always been friends since they were kids. We see in this episode that, Layla was Jordan's first crush and things like that. And we're just basically hearing all these like parallels and like best friend, boyfriend, lover, basically the BFB type parallel situation. And it's just like, okay, that's nice and all. Jordan and Layla, we didn't know. It was like a lot of people just grasping at, things that might be implied in the show. And it's just like, okay, that's good that you grasp at it, but it wasn't plain, or it wasn't like, okay, it was implied, was intentionally something to be implied for the audience. It was like something that you grasped, and it like kind of makes sense and it kind of like works into your theory. Like it wasn't like, oh, all along Layla was Jordan's one true love and vice versa. Like that wasn't made known, but I mean, to each their own. I feel like it's kind of quick. One thing about Jordan, he's going to stay in a marriage because he was literally married to Simone. Then he gets an annulled marriage, and then he's now proposing to Layla. So how's that going to work? Like, what's going to happen here? Because are we going to spend season 6 basically planning a wedding? What's going to happen? Like, what are we doing? So, but with that being said, we see, like, good for them, they got engaged, but it's like, I saw something that was like, oh, they're really trying to play in Simone's face. I don't want Simone to be bitter or to, like, have some type of resentment towards him and his relationship, but to try to, like, erase her entire relationship with Jordan and basically seem like, you were the one true person I had all along, and it was just always you, and da-da-da. It's just like, do you really mean that, or are you just, like, making it up? How long we go? Like, whoever's writing it is making it up as long as they go. Because I'm like, granted, what works for them that really makes the whole situation is that, obviously, Layla, Jordan, and Olivia all grew up together when they were kids. So, obviously, after Billy died, we see them, have their little fort build in the living room, and things that they used to do as kids and all that stuff. And I think there was an episode where they show a little flashback to when they were kids, and it's just like, understandably so, it does make sense in their timeline, but it just seemed like it just came out of nowhere and you just dropped onto the audience. So that's why the audience is a little bit, taken aback with it. But to the Jordalas out there, happy for you that you got your proposal, your love confession, whatever, keep it up. But let's get back to Spolivia, like, let's get it. Like, we were waiting for Spencer the entire episode to finally say what he had to say to Olivia, like, tell her, like, how you feel. And then Jordan had to basically talk about Billy, which, gave him the encouragement to go run after Olivia. So he finally gets to the airport, and we see a plane flying in the sky, and we're just like, what is going on? Did he miss Olivia? Did he get there in time? Like, what's going on? He's, like, asking for a ticket. The ticket's $2,800, and he don't even have a passport. So, he doesn't have a passport because, obviously, I think when you're going out of the country, you need your passport. If you're going in-state, you just need your IDs, essentially. So, I think he got a ticket to Oklahoma or Nebraska, one of those. And, for, like, a cheap ticket, so he can just get behind the, like, where all the passengers is to speak to Olivia. And then he finally sees Olivia, and he finally tells her how you feel, and it's just like the whole scene was just like, finally they're back together.
Right, Tom, and I was trying to be fair to you.
Spencer, my plane is about to...
I love you. You are literally my day one in Beverly, and now I can't imagine where I'd be in my life without you. And I don't want to. You were right about our story not being finished. I only broke up with you because I wanted you to be happy, live. And then you spent every day after trying to make sure I was happy, with or without you. But the truth is, I've been miserable without you, baby.
I'm miserable without you, too.
And the one thing I like about Spolivia, like, that's my fave, is that every time, they do their little signature pinky kiss, it's just their thing. It's just like, they're promising that it's only going to be 3 months, go do your thing, but I'll be able to wait for you for 3 months, and we can be back together. And it's just like, yes, finally, they're back. Like, after 20 episodes, a season, whatever, we're finally back to Olivia. Like, hello? Like, this is what we've been waiting for. Like, finally. They're back together. So, Spencer texts Coop and tell Coop, I finally tell Olivia what I had to say. Now you gotta go tell Patience what you gotta say. So, Patience, throughout the entire season, she became famous, with the help of Layla being her manager or whatever, and, her singing career. And she gained fans, and one of the fans that she gained was very, crazy and very stalkerish. So she put the papers on the stalker fan and, tell her, like, you can't be within this amount of feet in front of me, you can't come to where I live, all that. So the stalker shows up to where, Patience at, and Patience opens the door, and she literally stabs Patience. And then walks away, whatever. And I'm just like, after seeing Jordan propose to Layla, Spencer and Olivia basically finally tell each other how they feel, and they're back together finally. The next thing you know, Coop's supposed to go find Patience and tell Patience how she feels, and the next thing you know, Patience gets stabbed. So my thing is, I don't think Patience is gonna die. I mean, it will be very, very cruel for them to just get through Billy's death. For the past seasons of Billy's death, to now go through another death of Patience. Granted, Patience is, she grew into, a core member of a core character. Like, she's not on a Jamie level anymore, but, Patience, she's been here from season 1, so she's been here for a while. So she's kind of like a core, not really a core, but if Patience dies, the only person who will probably take it the hardest is Coop. Granted, she's everybody's friend in the whole circle and, the group of friends and everything. But Coop is the only one that's going to probably take it hardest. And then Layla, because that's her client, her person, she's been with Patience, for the entire season and stuff like that. So, but, I don't think Patience is going to die. I feel like Coop will probably, she's on her way to Patience. So she's going to talk to Patience. She's gonna go see her, find Patience or something. Or if Jordan and Layla come back to the house, they're gonna find Patience. I think they're gonna find Patience in time. Get the ambulance and then rush to the hospital, all that. I don't think Patience is gonna die because I think it'll be very cruel to have another death within like a season apart. Like, Billy's death is like it hits you hard because it was like he was like literally one of the main centers of the show. Like, besides Spencer, it's Billy. Like, literally Spencer, Billy, and then Olivia and Spencer. That's it. That was really the show for as long as it was. So when Billy died, it was like a big thing because he was like a center for a lot of people, very much a center point for a lot of people. If Patience dies, it's going to be sad, but it's really going to only hit the hardest for Coop and possibly Layla. So, with that being said, yeah. But yeah, for the people who are saying that was their favorite season finale, and I mean, I guess if you let it marinate, I guess they did a pretty good job of, giving you a cliffhanger of Patience, if Patience will live or not live. We finally get Olivia back, and then for the people who are very, they're shipping Jordala, they finally get their proposal, and, it might be before Spencer and Olivia, but, I feel like it wouldn't have worked if it was Spencer and Olivia's, you know, proposal, because they've been apart for so long and not really together. So for Spencer to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, Olivia, you know, I'm gonna propose to you now, it's just kind of like, I don't know, I need you to be officially back together before you just out of the blue propose to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't even tell me how you feel, but now, I mean, I granted it would have been nice, but I kind of would rather them to finally tell each other how they feel before, you know, Spencer comes down and like, oh, I'm gonna propose to Olivia. Like, you know, Jordan and Layla have been together for the entire season, you know, dating and whatnot, you know, finally telling each other that, you know, they're more than just, you know, all these love confessions to each other. But, so I would rather them have the proposal than Spencer and Olivia have a proposal. Because I feel like for Spencer and Olivia, it probably would be even bigger than that. It's kind of funny how in the beginning they gave like the little British little dream sequence. And, you know, everybody knows that Daniel Ezra is British. So them doing little Love Island, you know, like I think one episode they were watching Love Island actually for real. But, you know, them doing the whole British sequence is kind of funny. Because granted, Olivia is going to London, so. But yeah, that was my season finale review. But yeah, that was All American Season 5. They've been renewed for Season 6, so that's great. I'm not sure about All American Homecoming, but I feel like they're going to get the Season 3. I think it's taking a little bit of time for them to get renewed, but I feel like they're gonna get renewed for Season 3. CW is going downhill. Like CW used to be a booming network, you know, once upon a time. But, you know, All American essentially is literally their only show that's really that good. Because a lot of shows are, you know, ending. You know, The Flash is ending, which is basically last of the DC, you know, television, you know, universe television stuff. But, yeah, that was my little review on Season 5 of All American, the finale review. Can't wait to see what Season 6 has in store. Like I said, Spolivia is out of the trenches. And I'm like, we are grateful that they are. Anyway, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and yeah, subscribe to my channel, subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.